Hello, everybody. C. Ray Brower here with Your Perfect Home. And today I've got Michelle Johnson from the Hero Loan Team, and we're going to be coming back next. If I can find it. There we go. Whoopsie. And we're back. How's it going, Michelle? We had a couple little technical difficulties there for about that long, but we got it now.
Oh, I think it's amazing. You're great at this. I could never do any of this. It's going really good. I mean, the weather is finally a little bit better and nobody's drowning out here anymore. So,
No, huh? Isn't it nice?
scary there for a minute. Lots of people were really having a hard time with the rains. So,
Yeah, a lot of trees down around us. We were lucky. We didn't have anything at our house, but 2 blocks
same.
down the road, a tree leaned over on a house. On the way to one of my listings, a tree fell in the yard across their driveway, knocked the gutters and stuff off the house next door, fascia boards, and it was ugly. It was ugly. It was a huge pine tree, but
Yeah.
such
Yeah,
is
lots of
life.
leaks and floods and just really rough stuff. But, now that things are starting to dry out, I feel like there's a lot of people wanting to get out and start to look at homes again. And we're just
Yeah.
seeing a lot of movement in the market.
Yeah, the market is starting to pick back up. We're seeing more loan applications. We're
Yeah.
getting more buyers out there looking, and
Yeah.
people have kind of adjusted to that interest rate change.
The shock.
But as I saw somebody saying just the other day, interest rate is just like the stock market. It can go up this morning and down this afternoon, and back up tomorrow morning, and back up and down today. So.
That's right. That's right. The difference is that, you put your money in the stock market, it may go up, it may go down. But when you put your money in a home, at least you have a home to live in. You're either going to be paying rent or you're going to be paying for your home, and at least you're living in your home, and that money is going into your pocket and instead of into somebody else's. So.
Yeah, might as well pay for your own home, not to make somebody else's pocket full. Exactly.
That's right. That's right. You're putting your money in your own home instead of into the volatile stock market. So that's a better investment.
There you go.
For sure. And I'm sure you saw we sent out an email recently about all of our down payment assistance programs being funded for the
Yes.
year. So that's something that's really exciting.
Yeah, that's one thing a lot of people don't understand is those down payment assistance programs really are federally funded deals, and they have X amount of money for the year. And if they run out in February, they run out in February. It isn't going to come back up till next year. If they run out in November, it's November. Very seldom do they actually carry over to the next year.
Yeah, well, we have lots of different, luckily, because we have at Hero Loan Team so many different channels and avenues. We have over 30 different down payment assistance programs that are available, which is
30.
fabulous.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And so we do have federally funded, state funded, local funded, lots of different ways to assist people with their down payment needs. But you're right, some of those are definitely federally funded, and they are kind of once the money's gone, it's gone. Every now and again, they will get replenished after they're gone, maybe in July, something like that. But if you're one of those who are thinking, maybe I should wait, I'm going to save up a little bit more money, I just need a little bit more to get my payment lower, whatever you're thinking, now would be the time to reach out to us and let us see if maybe we can assist you in getting into your home, I can assure you, you're not going to save more money than we can save you with these programs.
Right. Exactly. That's with the way home appreciation has gone in the past few years. I'm sure that now it's going to, instead of being like this, it's going to get back to a normal appreciation. And in some places, we are seeing a little bit of depreciation in home value. But those areas had gone so crazy that, they needed to adjust. Although Lunar New Year, I was at a good friend of mine's house for Lunar New Year, our good friend's parents' house, and she's a realtor in the Bay Area. And she was asking how things are. I said, things are picking up, and things are looking good. What about you? She says, amazingly, it's starting to go crazy around here. And I went, what? She says, yeah, we just had a house that had, I think it was 10 offers and sold at $200,000 over list.
Whoa.
Today, I mean, just a couple, 3 weeks ago. So definitely people are getting out and understanding that this is the interest rate today. It may go up, it may go down, but you just have to understand that it's the payment that you are making that is coming back to you. And if you do it right, you can actually pay it off a lot sooner than 30 years anyway.
Yeah, well, and we always say, if I can afford it, then it's the time to do it. Yeah. It's really the right time. And like what you said, it's not that the home prices they're not going to come down a ton. That's really not what's happening. If they were in a very inflated market where things were going for so much over, and that's not happening, where they're getting 50 offers and like they're not having to offer buyers anything, and they're not having to fix anything on the home, and it's like take it or leave it. Like maybe in some areas that's gone, and thankfully that's great, because that's when, if you have some down payment assistance program, you need a seller concession for your closing costs or something of that nature, it's the perfect time for you to go out and really be aggressive with your offers.
Yeah.
It's perfect. But thinking, I might buy a home that I then want to sell 5 years from now, and my home's going to be worth less than I bought it for. Not in California. It's not going to happen. There's not the inventory for it. Yeah,
I mean, there's definitely no backing behind that, even though the gloom and doom that we see on TV sometimes. Of course, it's gloom and doom today, and then tomorrow it's okay, and then it's back to gloom and doom. So,
and
it's funny how they do that.
The truth of the matter is that if we had enough homes, maybe, but there's just not enough homes for the people who want to purchase them, and that's unfortunately why they're so expensive.
Yep, and new home construction's been this way too, and that's the only way to really add enough inventory to be able to have more than enough homes on the market for the amount of buyers that we have at this time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're always going to have the bad deed that people have to sell for, and that's death. And those homes are going to come on the market for people, but overall, that's the death rate is not more than the birth rate and the increase in the amount of people that are buying homes. So that really doesn't add inventory.
It does, and it's only what we build, and we're just not building enough. There's just not enough. And more people are understanding the value of home ownership, and more people are getting into the market, which is great. What we're doing is working. But it's great. It's good, and it's just so refreshing that people are seeing that, and I have been seeing people are having open houses, and they're having 10, 20 people in a weekend coming and being serious about this nice house, and I think I'll put in an offer. And so if you're a buyer and you're thinking you're going to wait until it's a better buyer's market, it's now. Now's the time.
Yeah, even though all the media says that, you know, we're in a buyer's market, I keep a pretty close eye on that stuff. And there's a few places that are right at a borderline, but still on the seller's side. I have not looked at a market yet that is a buyer's market anywhere that I've looked. I'm not saying that there isn't. Just in this area that I'm working, I have not seen a buyer's market. Everything is at least a slight seller's market up to an aggressive seller's market still.
Sure.
Not as
because
aggressive
of the
as
inventory.
2020, but
well, that was ridiculous. It was so hard to get a house in 2020. The interest rates were great, but if you were out there trying to shop, it was horrible. It was so hard. It was so disheartening putting in offer after offer after offer and just getting, you know, bid out over and over again. Yeah, if you didn't have $50,000 cash to offer over the asking price of the house or more, you weren't getting a house. And it was so hard. It was so frustrating for so many people that now to be able to go into a house and make a reasonable offer and know that your offer is going to go to the equity of your house immediately. It's so much more comforting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I like that you say it's not exactly a buyer's market and it's a little bit on the seller's side, but I think it's really getting down to that kind of even market where it's just like, it's a good time to sell. It's a good time to buy. And it's just really a good market. It's a good, fair, even market. If you want to buy, it's good. If you want to sell, it's good. And we can each kind of make an offer that I'm not feeling like I'm walking away with a steal. You're not feeling like you're walking away. Like we're feeling both kind of good about this transaction. And that's how it should be.
Yep. I say that all the time in any negotiations I've done forever. It doesn't matter what it is. It's got to be a win-win-win-win. Not just a win-win, but a win-win-win-win. Everybody in the whole transaction has to win.
Right.
The seller has to win. The seller's agent has to win. The buyer's agent has to win. The buyer has to win. Right. The escrow company has to win. Everybody has to win. And if the deal isn't structured where everybody wins, it's really not that great a deal for somebody, which means that somebody's going to be dissatisfied and that nobody wants to walk away from any deal feeling dissatisfied.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big purchase and you're feeling, you know, if you're feeling like you walked away from something like that, taking advantage of the other person, you may feel in the moment like, great, I saved this money or I got this money, but down the road, you're not feeling good about that. I mean, I know at Hero Loan Team, we got into this business because we want to help people. You know, we want to help the heroes in our community who help other people so much. And I know a lot of agents, I know you yourself got into this business because you want to help people. It feels good to help people get into a home.
Yes, it does.
We're not in the business of trying to swindle people out of money. That's not, we would have gotten into maybe the car business if we were going to do that. No, not to razz on car dealers, but you know, I mean, that's not the business that we're in. We're in the business of helping people find their dream home, getting into what they want. And so if everybody in the transaction can really feel good about it, that's what we really want.
Yeah, that's what everybody really wants.
It's a good market for that, I think, right now.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Really is. So you got any big plans for Valentine's Day?
You know, it's funny. My husband and I, we don't actually do that. We have always found it kind of stressful or we would rather appreciate each other because we want to versus saying that, you know. But ironically enough, we are going to Vegas, just not because of that, but just It just happened.
Just going to happen to be in Vegas at Valentine's Day.
We're
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. We don't really want to know what's going on.
It's weird. It's just the timing of it. But we never do celebrate Valentine's Day for Valentine's Day's sake. But we are actually going to Vegas. So how about you?
I know.
Yeah. How about you? Any plans?
No real big plans for Valentine's Day. Wasn't sure coming up to it whether we were going to have animals to be able to be taken care of. So I don't know if you saw my video on my feed where I rescued a kitten out of a tree.
Oh,
so me and
no.
my wife we were out walking our dogs and got to the park. And there's this lady in the park, and she's looking at her phone and looking in the tree and looking at her phone. And she looks at my wife. My wife says, "What's going on?" She says, "I tried calling the fire department and I can't get through. Nobody will answer."
I was going to make a joke about the firefighters
So I'm getting ready to call the non-emergency line at the police department because there's a kitten. I heard it, and it's right here in this tree. And of course, my wife says, "Well, my husband can get it out. We have a big ladder."
Oh, I was picturing you climbing the tree, right?
Yeah, no. The first branch was 20 feet off the ground, 15 feet. I don't know. It was up there, and the kitten's right there, right? So I leave her with the dog, go home, get the car, bring the ladder back. Got a little video of me climbing the ladder and saving the kitten. Well, by the time I got back, they had found another kitten on the ground. And so they decided which kittens. The lady and my wife decided. The lady couldn't take two. My wife said, "Well, I'll take one." So we walked the kittens home. Before we got back to the house, the lady called and says, "I hear another kitten."
How many
I said,
kids
"Well,
were
I got
in
to
this
come back
tree?
and get my car anyway." So, and my ladder. So I'll be back as soon as I get the dogs home. I get there, and the other kitten wasn't in the tree. She'd found it on the ground, but now she's got two kittens again. And her son says, "Well, are you going to take both of them home?" She says, "I can't have two kittens. Do you think your wife would take the other one?"
Oh my
So,
goodness.
we've got two brand new kittens. We already had two cats. We got three dogs.
Oh my God.
The male, Jack, we named him Jack and Jill because, he was in the tree up the hill, whatever. But they're Jack and Jill. And Jack, he got to be neutered, but we can't get Jill spayed until March. So
Okay.
can't let her out because she's old enough to get pregnant. So
You don't want that. You have more kittens in the tree.
Doggy door closed, so nobody can get out until they get put in their room.
Oh my gosh.
It's a deal here around the Brower residence.
Oh yeah. We have a stray too, but he was full grown when he decided he wanted to live inside. So he pretty much comes and goes as he pleases. Sometimes he leaves for days at a time, and then we think, well, he's gone, he's a goner, and then he'll come straggling back in, all fur missing, and we don't know what he did out there, but
the other two we have was part of three that got rescued behind my old transmission shop. So they were feral cats that mom was gone, and they were about 4 weeks old.
Oh, little ones too.
4 weeks old. So we had to bottle feed them and do that whole thing. Of the three, two have made it. One got hit in the street, but that happens, But yeah, we've got the big male, Bruiser. We called him Bruiser because he was just a tank when he was a baby. He'd just go over the top of everything. So Bruiser, he's pretty much an inside cat. He'll go out and hang around for a while, but he's usually home. But Blackie, the little female, yeah, she's that way. She'll be gone sometimes for a couple days, and yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You think,
don't know what
they're
Jack and
not
Jill's
coming
gonna do.
back. You think, okay, well, you got to say your goodbyes, and then they show up, and you're like, you're still alive. That's weird.
Yeah,
that's
sure enough.
Oh, those cats, those crazy cats. Well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. But here pretty quick, I'm gonna be headed back to Kansas.
Oh, okay.
We've got all of our plans
You got-
approved by the city, and gonna do our first proof of concept new build back in Kansas. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
So how long are you going to be out there for?
Probably will be. I don't know if I'm going to stay from the time the foundation is ready to build. It's probably 3 or 4 weeks. I'll probably go back and forth a couple times during the build, so we can get it up and done and see if this proof of concept comes out the way it looks like it's going to on paper. And if so, then we're going to start building houses in Kansas.
Wow, that's a big deal. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm
They make it a little easier back there than they do here in California, for sure.
I think they make everything easier in a lot of states. Permits for everything out here, licenses, you name it. They want it. So
a little crazy, some of the stuff that they make us jump through out here.
that's right. But there's so many benefits that really make it worth it. So
yeah, it's a balancing act. It's a juggling act.
That's
I
right.
hear people say all the time, "Oh, it's so expensive to live here." But then when you look anywhere else and you compare the actual cost of living, not that the house is only $250,000 for the same thing that's $500,000 here, but you look at the entire cost of living. I haven't looked anywhere that the difference in the cost of living is more than like 3 or 4% difference.
Sure.
I mean, it's not like it's huge. Yeah,
No.
gas is cheap. Yeah, house is cheap. And taxes are more. And food's more. And
yeah. And you get all of the advantages of California that so beautiful, the ocean, the mountains, all of the things that the redwoods, all the things that California has, all the beautiful things California has. So you're really paying for a lot of wonderful things that you
a lot of amenities.
That's right. It's like, you can get kind of a crappy apartment with no hot tub and pool and gym and community room, or you can get the nice apartment. You got to pay more for the nice apartment. You just got to, it's kind of the same for California versus North Dakota. Like what?
And
it's a nice apartment.
I know you're kind of in Central California, like I am, right? In between the mountains and the ocean. So
right in the Central Valley, there's not much
to
here.
The ocean. It's an hour and a half to the mountains.
Right. We can kind of get all the things you might want. It's like, okay, do I want to go to the beach today? Do I want to go to the mountains? Do I want to go to Magic Mountain? Do I want to go to San Francisco?
Yeah,
do
you're
I want to go to
Magic Mountain, right over the hill there.
Yeah. Wherever I want to go, So like you said, it's got all the amenities, like you put it. So you got to pay a little more for that.
Exactly. But when you look at the actual total cost of being 3, 4, even 5% more than to live in 2 foot of snow and minus 40 degrees wind chill factor, and
that's right. Well, it's funny. I grew up in Colorado, and so when I was having kind of my first holidays and stuff, when I first moved out to California, I had heard the term go to the snow. I'd never heard that before. I thought, what does that mean? Go to the snow, snow always came to us. You don't go anywhere. It's right outside your front door. But here, if you want snow, you can go get it, but you don't have to have it. So.
I was raised in Utah and Idaho until 7th grade. In 7th grade, we moved to California. And then I went to Denver Diesel and Automotive College right out of high school. And so I had come home and then blew a car up on that trip, flew back, got a bicycle, got to ride the bicycle for about a week and a half or 2 weeks. And then the snow came.
Right. Yes, yes.
So I think that was like October 5th or something that the first
Right.
snowstorm
Yes,
came.
yes, yes. That's it. It's October to June sometimes. You're like, exactly. I mean, here there's still fruit growing on the trees. I went for a walk the other day and I picked an orange right off a tree and have a little walk snack.
Not last summer, but the summer before, me and my wife went to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho in the summer.
Oh, it's
It's
beautiful
beautiful.
there.
It's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Coeur d'Alene Lake. Oh my
Oh,
God.
gorgeous.
And of course, it was our second time there. She says, we ought to start looking for a place here. And I went, no. She goes, oh, but it's so
It's
beautiful.
easy to love in June. Yeah.
I know it's beautiful. It really is. But you see that fire hydrant over there? She says, yeah. I said, you see that stick that sticks over the top of it 3 feet with the little red thing on the top? Yeah. That's so they can find the fire hydrant in the snow in the winter.
That's right. That's right. That's right. It's easy to love in July. Gorgeous in July.
Exactly.
Yeah. Women in December.
Oh, Lord. Well, Michelle, I really thank you for your time today. Anybody that needs anything, heroes, vets, first responders, teachers, nurses, doctors, call Michelle and the Hero Loan team. Her contact information has been running down below this whole time. Everybody go out and be the sunshine in somebody's rainy day. And do me a favor. I don't care where you're watching this. Like and share, because that shows some love. I really appreciate you all. You all have a great day. And again, go out and be the sunshine in somebody's rainy day. We'll talk to you all real soon.